Dawn doing the Eastside Cultural Crawl.
Yeah, and it's such an exciting time. Kicks off today, runs until the 22nd. 471 artisans, all different types of mediums, including jewelry making. Good morning, Becky.
Hi.
Thanks for getting up early for us.
No problem.
Tell us a little bit about what you do.
I'm an architect, and also I make jewelry as well. So most of my artwork you see here, they are my interpretation of architecture. So here's some of my prints here. So they kind of like my interpretation of, let's say, facades and also like landscape. And I want to turn them to wearable art. So as you can see here, this is my newest jewelry line.
Fantastic. Yeah. And you have a very special technique. Show us how you actually make the jewelry.
Sure, sounds good. So the process I use is called lost wax casting. And so what I do is I will take jewelry wax right here, and then I will basically, let's say, okay, this is my design, and then I will like slice it using like tool like this, and then like cut it to like the depth of like my design. And then I will use the surface here, almost like a canvas, and then I will like using like tool like this one here to like start like marking like the surface, so that I can like put my design into this wax. Once you can see here, this is like some of my sketches here. So once I have this design, then I will starting to use, let's say, files or sanding paper, and to form the shape. So it's actually take a long time to do it, but like it's kind of soothing when I'm doing it. So once I keep doing it until to like this shape, this is like what I call the cast ready wax.
And then it eventually makes its way to something like this, Russ. By the way, you can check out Becky here at Maker Labs. There are 82 different venues for the Eastside Culture Crawl. For a complete schedule of the artisans and the locations, you can go to culturecrawl.ca.
Oh, that is so cool. I love Becky's description of how she's designing that stuff with wax. That's fascinating. I had no idea. That's great. Thanks, Dawn.
It's 7:53 on this. Oh, it's Thursday morning. That's reason to be happy. Another reason to be happy is the Eastside Culture Crawl happening today through the 22nd. So, Jeremy, you're going to show us how you make these beautiful marquee signs. First of all, how long have you been making signs like this?
It's been about 2 years now.
Yeah?
Yeah.
And what made you decide to do that?
I always loved like sign and typography and the sign that you can see in the city and this like warm feeling that you can have from it. So I wanted to bring that inside home. So I tried to design my own and then bring like a word into light.
Beautiful.
For people.
So show us how you do it.
So this technique I want to show you is a technique that we're gonna call like CNC made. So first you have to choose your word and then choose a font, and then you would draw it on a board, and then when you cut it, that's the second part you would have. So you would cut the letters and then glue them together on the board, and then you would just put like choose black and white. So you would just use the background and then the front as a different color. So here's the second result of the piece. So here we have like black and white with white letters.
So that could have been any color. You could have chosen any color.
You can choose any color, any font you want. And then the second step would to put it inside the frame.
So as you continue to do that, I'll let you continue on doing that. For people that come to the Eastside Culture Crawl, people can sort of place an order and then go, hey, I want my name here, or I want name of my business or something.
They can choose whatever they want. It could be a logo, it could be your name, it could be You decide.
You decide, and then eventually it ends up lighting your room and lighting up your life. For more details, of course, on Wood Type Shop, your best bet is to make your way to the Eastside Culture Crawl for complete scheduling. And by the way, 82 venues, 471 artisans. Go to culturecrawl.ca. We're going to take a little break here on BT. If you're dreaming of snow or flurries, I think Russ LeCay can grant that dream. He is a dream maker. We got more coming up. The Eastside Culture Crawl kicks off today, runs through the 22nd, and so many different things that people can see. Esther, you're going to help us navigate the best ways to get the most out of the crawl.
Well, I'll try to do the best that I can. We do have 470 plus artists participating. I think we are at 83 different studios, so it is a difficult art festival to navigate, to be sure.
Okay, so what's the best way?
Well, I guess a lot of people, they start with our program, and in there we have a wonderful wonderful map to guide you. It's also on our website. So if you're interested in a particular medium, if you like sculpture, you like painting, you like jewelry, you like textile work, you like ceramics, go to our site, put that medium in, and it'll give you a list of artists working in those mediums. You can start from there. However, I always say to people, start off with a plan, but be prepared to be distracted, because there's something that's going to capture, you know, something from the corner of your eye, and you're going to go,
Yes, like this. Can I just say
Yeah.
how beautiful this is?
Thank you. This is over at Parker Street. I always get a new bag design for the Culture Crawl, and this was through 5 Leather. Just a really good example of some of the work you're going to see here.
Beautiful. Culturecrawl.ca, Jody and Riaz, and I'm thinking, you know, fits everything, your iPad, your program, your computer. Might have to do a little shopping.
Function and fashion right there at the forefront. All right.
Well, this is a beautiful piece. Not only functional because it's a chair, but it's also very artistic. Catherine Miller, part of the Eastside Culture Crawl. First of all, tell us a little bit about what you do.
Essentially, I make small pieces of furniture, chairs. Lately, I've been working on these jewelry cabinets.
And these are fantastic because when they're closed, it's a piece of art, but it's super functional, right?
Mm-hmm. And this came about because I like to have everything in its place, and it stops chains from getting tangled up, and you can see everything, so you know what your jewelry collection looks like.
But a lot of people would want to know, how do you bend the wood? So let's see how you do it.
Well, essentially, I take a bunch of different pieces of a very thin plywood, some backer board, and veneer, and I spread a resin, which is like a glue, through all the pieces. A little bit more glue here.
How long does it take for you to make one of these pieces?
There's over 200 hours in each cabinet, so depending on how often I can get down to the studio, it can take months, actually, to complete a piece. But hopefully I can be here a little bit more.
Wonderful.
So I'm just rolling the glue flat, and now I'll grab my form. And this is what actually makes it into the curved shape, and the resin will help to keep it holding its shape. If you just used regular glue, the shape wouldn't hold as well.
Wow. You know, such a process, and it truly is amazing. Again, I love the fact that you have something that's functional but also wonderful to look at. For more details, of course, on Catherine, you can just check her out here at the Eastside Culture Crawl. For more details and scheduling, again, 471 artists, 82 venues. Go to culturecrawl.ca. Check this out. Keep working on her. Oh,
All right.
You got lots of work. Yeah.